Hello everybody, my name is Jasmine aka Marrysoul, and today we won't be doing knots but something else. We're making Korean hair ribbons today, which are called Daenggi. If I move to the side, you can already see that we're using a sewing machine today, but I assure you that you can do everything by hand if you need to. Also, there's some other things I'd like to talk to you about, but rather than bothering you with this right now, I want to put it to the end of the video so you get what you want first, which is learn how to make Daenggi. But if you want to talk to me a bit, maybe stay till the end of the video so we can have a little chat. But before we get started, let's talk about what we need today to make this Daenggi. So first and foremost, you will of course need a piece of fabric that you'd like. Regarding the size of the fabric, mine is roughly 76 centimeter by 17 centimeter. But you could also make a longer Daenggi if you want. Like I saw a Korean tutorial quote once that you should have an 83 centimeter long piece by 17 centimeters. So it's really up to you how long you want to make the Daenggi in total. Mine is always roughly like 73 centimeters long in total, so I do 76 for the seam allowance for errors on my side. We'll also need some fabric scissors, at least one sewing needle, thread that's either matching to your Daenggi fabric or just in a statement color. You'll need some kind of ruler to work with and a pencil of some sort to mark your fabric. This could be like fabric chalk or fabric pencil, but just a normal pencil will also do. Last but not least, we'll also need a hot iron, as it's way easier to work with the fabric then. Now then, to make a Daenggi, your first step should always be to iron out your fabric. This will just help avoid errors in the long run. Once you have ironed out all the wrinkles, flip the fabric to the right side so that you then can fold the fabric in half, making the wrong side facing you again. To make everything go smoothly, make sure that you fold the fabric very well and iron that down again. For the next step, you will need your ruler and your pencil. From the bottom edge of your fabric, you want to measure around 7 centimeters and draw a straight line across the fabric. Make sure to do this across the whole length of your fabric piece. Once that is all done, go to roughly the middle of your Daenggi and mark an at least 5 centimeter big spot. This spot we won't be sewing on, so I marked that with an X. With that, we're all set to move on to the sewing machine or to take needle and thread into our hand. Just make sure to sew straight across the line that we've just drawn, but leave out that 5 centimeter space because we need that to be open in the end. While doing this, don't rush yourself and just make sure that the line is straight. Once you have completed that, just tie off your string and cut it off so we can move on towards ironing again. This time, fold up the bottom edge of your fabric towards your seam line, like right over there where we've just sewn along. And once again, we'll iron that down just so that it stays in place better. Also repeat that same step for the other side, just fold that up onto the seam and iron that down. Going on, we're going to measure the length of our Daenggi. Now, I already have a Daenggi prepared that is the length that I want, so I can just use that as a measurement. If you don't have one prepared, just take your ruler. As I said, the length is up to you. Mine is always roughly 73 centimeters long. But either way, at your desired length, just mark down a vertical line with your ruler. Again, do that on both sides, leaving a seam allowance. With our marks prepared, we can head back over towards the sewing machine and just sew straight across that line, on both sides of course again. Now, if you're a scaredy cat like me and always leave seam allowances that are way too big, you can now just trim them down with your fabric scissors. I would recommend leaving at least half a centimeter to 1 centimeter. Now remember that spot that we left open while sewing. I want you to find this again and reach into that with your fingers. Reach all the way towards one end of your fabric, grab the ends and just pull them through inside out. While doing this, make sure that you especially pull out the ends well. The end should make some kind of triangle shape. Really try to get both sides of the triangle even. Once you have one side finished, just do the exact same step for the other side. And if you look at both triangles, just make sure that they look roughly the same. To set this all in place, just put down your Daenggi nicely with all the seams aligning like this, and then iron that down once again. Also make sure to really focus on the tips while doing this. Now the only thing that is left to do for our Daenggi is to close up that gap where we pulled through the fabric. So even if you have been using a sewing machine so far, now it's time to grab needle and thread. For the length of the thread, it should be at least the length of your gap plus the length that you need to comfortably make a knot in the end. To make this invisible stitch, we just want to move between like the folded over fabric in the middle of the Daenggi. So just try to move your needle only through there without poking through the outside fabric. Moving through the whole length of the gap, you want to move between the sides, so go into one side then the other, so it's kind of a zigzag. Once you have that, just pull through the thread with your needle the whole way, but don't pull too tight to create wrinkles. And finally, just tie it off with a normal knot. I'll try to make the knot as close to the fabric as I can, and then just cut off the rest of the thread with scissors. If you did everything correctly, you shouldn't be able to see your stitching from the outside. I made a really small mistake, but I'm too lazy to fix it. And that is your self-made Daenggi. Now, some of you might not know how to fold a Daenggi, so let me show that really quick. To be honest, there is no precise measurement, but you want to fold your Daenggi a bit less than in half so that the bottom layer still shows. I would also recommend ironing after every step so that it stays in shape while you're wearing it. Then we're gonna do one more fold by taking a small top section and just pushing that over. We'll also iron that down again. And there you have it, congratulations, you have successfully made the Daenggi. But one thing you might still ask yourself is, how do I wear this? Just prepare a braid like you normally would, then grab an extra hair tie and put it around the top flap of your Daenggi, holding it in place like this. Next you'll put that hair tie with the Daenggi over your braid, maybe a bit higher up than where you tied off your braid, and just put it around your braid as many times as you need for it to stay on there securely. And there you have it, you're all ready to go out with your self-made Daenggi. Isn't that beautiful? I really love this fabric. That was it for the tutorial itself. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you happened to make a Daenggi after watching this tutorial, please feel free to share it online with me. You can tag me on my Instagram or TikTok if you want, or you can just send me a DM over there. Now, to come back to the beginning of this video, I mentioned that I want to talk about a few other things, so let's start with that. First of all, as you might have seen, I've been starting to take my YouTube and my social media in general a bit more serious. Like, I started to post more, have a lot more thoughts about what videos to do next, and I kind of came up that in a month I want to make like 3 YouTube videos in total, like 2 knot tutorials until I run out of knots, and then 1 video of a different kind, like a different tutorial, a different topic, maybe something I put a bit more effort into. And yeah, I'll try to keep this up, and I hope you're just as excited for this as I am. Also, in line with me taking this more seriously, I updated my Ko-Fi a bit, so feel free to check this out. If you don't know Ko-Fi, it's similar to Patreon. I have a small shop on there, you can support me there, I post updates, etc, etc. Also, as you might have seen if you watch my shorts or my Instagram and TikTok channels, I've made art prints. I've made this artwork inspired by the Western 4 elements and Korean traditional clothing, which is called hanbok. I couldn't come up with a really creative name for the series, but nonetheless, I really want to share it with you. I have prints ranging from A6 to A4, and the A6 one is also a postcard at the same time. So yeah, feel free to check this out. I'll be trying out a couple of new things in the next time, and I just hope that you will come on this journey with me and learn together with me, because to be honest, this is my first time doing this and I have no clue, But I realized that like making tutorials or just like sharing creativity in general is really dear to me, and so I really want to continue doing this. So in any case, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you especially if you have been here for a while or maybe just for a couple of weeks. In any case, I hope that you have a great day and that I maybe see you in the next video. Bye!